Why dating apps can make you feel bad. Interesting. Let's see what this is about. Can I full screen this? Yes.
So many potential partners, and yet still alone. The love of your life must be out there somewhere, but meeting them isn't easy. Even back in the 1960s, people used computers to try to help.
The computer
picks up to 99 partners with every search and recommends the most suitable. It's fed with data about height, sex, religion, education, profession, age, favorite colors, and provides scientific results.
Geez, even back in the day, people were using a third party to find a relationship, to find a partner. I mean, it makes sense. Like, hey, these are my values. Can you find someone who meets most of these?
Nowadays, we mainly use apps to get lucky in love, swiping our way to the perfect partner. Half of all relationships formed over the past 5 years in Germany started online.
So this is on Germany. In the past 5 years, half of relationships started online. And I'm not shocked by that. I feel like it's going to be more than half real soon. Because more and more people are connected to the internet. Cell phone's easy to use. And, why spend a lot of money going out, buying beers or whatever, hanging out some random place to try to meet someone who you have no idea who they are? When an app can just give you some background of who this person is. Your values align. You chat for a little bit. You agree and consent to meet somewhere. This way you knock out some of the barriers. You get to, have a conversation and get the ball rolling.
Social psychologist Johanna Degen researches love in the internet age. It seems simple and clear-cut, and it's in tune with our times, where we want to have everything under control. We want to have love at our disposal and feel we can play an active role. We want to have a date on Friday night, and this is how we get it. Hundreds of millions of people use dating apps, and most have love-hate relationships with them. They'll delete the app, then reinstall it. They can't live with them or without them.
A lot of people, I feel like, do this, and they don't take dating seriously, like relationships seriously, right? For a lot of people, it's just dating apps are for validation purposes. They have zero intent to actually go out on a date with someone. They just want to get all these matches so they feel good about themselves and be like, look, I feel great. For a guy, I can only speak for myself, maybe for other guys, but it can make you feel terrible where you're just like, oh, you just went through all these profiles. You really like them. You put like 100, swipe right on 100 of them, and none of them want to match with you. Makes you feel terrible. While most women, they swipe right a few times. The next day they have all these matches now. And of course, these apps, for the most part, they're free. So you can just play with it. You don't have to take it seriously. And I think that's the problem. When you have a huge pool of people who are not taking it seriously while others are, and it frustrates people who are trying to take it seriously, and they keep getting mashed or not being taken seriously by people who are not really taking the dating app seriously.
Apps have changed how people meet. One reason so many people turn to online dating is that public spaces are viewed as hostile to dating. When we're out and about, we feel it isn't okay to talk to people. We see it as too risky and as inappropriate, even if most people would like it to make a comeback.
That's sad. And I get it in some ways. Like, for like a woman, if there's a guy she's not interested in, keeps hitting on her, it's very uncomfortable. And yes, guys, we don't process hints very well. Oh, she's being nice. Maybe she likes me. Keep trying to talk to her. Maybe persuade her to like you. Or do the chase, See, maybe she likes a little chase. Some do, some don't, right? So we're very hypersensitive to how people feel now. Especially if they're not comfortable, just stop. To the point where we don't even want to approach and talk to them anymore. It just sucks because women complain about getting hit on, too many guys talking to them, and now we're at a point where they're saying, dude, they're not approaching me anymore. What's going on? It's like, what we can't win here. But of course, now with these dating apps, it removes that, where it's like, okay, here's the entry to approach. Like, it's acceptable now. I have your consent to speak to you, and we'll just see how the first date goes, the first conversation from there on. The only problem I have is that you miss opportunities because there's not everyone's on these dating apps. Everyone who's single. Some people just have zero intention of, looking for someone, dating someone until they bump into the right person, and the whole world changes. Everything changes. Their feelings come up like, oh my goodness, I have not felt like this in a very long time. I'm willing to make some adjustments right now because this person makes me feel so good. It would be simple to teach men appropriate social cues. However, not all women agree to these social cues of what's appropriate, inappropriate, proceed. Some like it when you talk to them more. Some of them don't want it that you talk to them. Everyone's so different. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's really hard to find the appropriate social cues and translate them.
Dass es wiederkommt.
So we sit alone, swiping away at home. Looking for a partner is a lonely business. Often you don't know what you're looking for. People have high expectations or different needs.
The high expectations is a big thing. And this is both men and women. For women, of course, they have high expectations. They want the tall, handsome, rich man. He's a 10 out of 1 out of 10 of handsome scale. They're tall, 6 foot and taller. They're in great shape. They make a lot of money. But then, most of these women, are they willing to look in the mirror and say they deserve that type of man? Are they a 10 themselves? Are they in great shape themselves? Do they have a good personality? Because personality goes a long way. I honestly, at this age, the older I've gotten, personality takes more and more precedence. Sure, you want someone who's keeps himself in shape, or they have certain values. Let's put it that way. It's more about your values align with the other person. If one person is very Christian and the other person is atheist, yeah, you might start it out with great conversations at first, but in the long run, it probably won't last long. And men have high expectations too. I don't want this to be about women and their high expectations. Men have high expectations too. And I think a lot of it, the older I get, and I'm more willing to admit this, it's probably the internet and porn. Probably just screwed up their expectations of, what they're interested in certain women. So I honestly urge men, especially at a young age, to really, really limit it. I'm not saying completely stop. If you can, that's great. But limit it. Limit the amount of porn you watch, once a week, limit.
Almost half the people listed aren't single. Many haven't deleted their profiles, or they're checking their market value, or looking to fulfill needs that aren't being met, or are starting or ending a relationship. That can be daunting, and if you can't find a match or your matches disappear without explanation, it can hurt.
That's another thing, is getting ghosted. That's really annoying too. And it happens to people who are not taking these apps seriously, while others are. And it's the ones who are taking it seriously are most annoyed, because they match with someone, they put an investment on them, some time, effort, talk to them, and then all of a sudden they don't hear from them anymore. Maybe they went on a date, one date or two, and then after that they don't hear from them at all. Being ghosted is rude, but some people do it because they just want to just end it and just let time go by and then forget about it. Yes, I know it's not right, but what can you do? It sucks. It's part of being a person, right?
It can lead you to feel that you're replaceable, or like one product in a big marketplace. We use this big projection space to confirm our negative stories about ourselves. So if, say, I always felt a bit insecure about my appearance, then I think that's why.
Yeah, if you feel like maybe I'm not that attractive anymore, because maybe these apps you're not matching kind of reaffirms that. Yeah, I thought I was decent looking, but I'm getting nowhere on these dating apps. Maybe I'm not as attractive as I am. But trust me, there's someone for anyone out there. You do have to put in some effort. It takes a while to find someone whose values align with yours. That's the big thing. You might match with a lot of people. You might go on dates with a lot of people, but you'll learn quick that your values don't align. Then it gets, it doesn't last. And it gets really bad when two people who are really trying to make things work and they get married and their values still don't adjust with the other, and then they end up in divorce. It's really bad. Therefore, if you're trying to find true love on these apps, it takes a while. There is a lot of disappointment you will have to go through before you are satisfied. Let's put it that way. That's why so many people are not happy with dating apps.
But nevertheless, everyone keeps on swiping and dating different people in parallel, always on the lookout for the perfect match. The choice is boundless. Nothing is obligatory. That has knock-on effects in the real world when it comes to commitment and reliability. Even when people get a 98% match, they keep on looking in the hope of a 100% match, because we have access to all these others. If we say yes to one person, it seems too risky after saying no so often. So is it better to just quit online dating? Johanna Dagan says it should be more about quality, less about quantity.
Yeah, quality for sure. I think the most success I've ever had when I played with dating apps or dating websites are the ones that you pay for. You know, I forgot what the website is. It's like you see the advertisements everywhere. I can't just think of it on top of my head right now. But those, you know, people are taking it seriously. So you're going to be matching with people who are taking it seriously because they got some skin in the game. They put some commitment down. They put some money in to really try to find someone. But don't get me wrong. I've met plenty of people who got married and found love through like Tinder, and I already forgot what the other apps are called. But yeah, I mean, it's possible. But then again, as I repeat myself, you're going to deal with a lot more disappointment before you're satisfied.
Always invest time and emotion. Use online dating for what it can do, create connections. But don't let yourself get pulled into this hectic consumerist logic. To sum up, online dating is both a blessing and a curse. It can be really frustrating, but it can also lead to some interesting encounters. As always, a lot is down to luck.
That was the end of that video. But yeah, I mean, to conclude this, they said it perfectly. It's a blessing and a curse. It's been a blessing for a lot of people, and it's been a curse for a lot of people. And I hope the people who view it as a curse don't take it too seriously. It's very similar to like a bad breakup, right? In a bad breakup, you just hate the entire gender for a while, and it leaves a sour taste in your mouth, and you're just full of rage and frustration. It's not fair because one person is not the same as the next. Doesn't matter what the gender or sex is. And what's interesting for these dating apps that I believe is that it's a reflection of just kind of how the world is today, of like how people treat others, of how like, you know, getting ghosted or not being accepted. You have a low chance of matching with someone, and even if you get matched, you don't go on a date with them. You know, it's harder to pick up the date after you've been matched and actually fall in love and continue seeing that person. But it should humbilize you. It shouldn't make you mad. Because you should understand this is just what the world is like. It's rejection. It's frustration. But in order to really find what you're looking for, it takes persistence. It shouldn't be easy to find the right person. It should be difficult to find the right person. It helps you understand of who you are and what values you have. You know, you learn real quick, oh, this is the hottest chick I've ever dated. And then you find out your values don't match. You're like, although she's very attractive, you know, I'm trying to study to become a doctor while, you know, she's a stripper. You know, over time, it's just not going to work. I feel like the older you get, the more you're like, okay, you know, looks, body shape and stuff takes less precedence. Values go up there. They're a good person. You know, are they nice to the servers when we go out to a restaurant? Are they happy every time we talk, or are they just complaining about everything, complaining about the job, they're complaining about the family, they're complaining about the friends? How positive is this person, or are they very negative? Do they keep talking about their ex? You know, there's just a list of them. And you just learn over time, like you kind of pay attention and understand red flags. When you're young, you're just like, oh, I'm so horny, I can't wait to get laid. But even still, you're just, you know, still trying to figure it out, like what's more important to you. Some of the things you thought were important are not so important, and you have different values, or you understand what's important to you over time. But I'm just ranting over here. What have you guys thought of this video? If you made it this far, please hit the subscribe button, comment below. I do read the comments, and hit the like button. Until next time, bye.